Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny, and we're going to talk about a couple of crazy news stories going on right now. One, the FTX drama took another interesting turn. We're going to talk about our take on the YouTube disaster fallout from this crap. And Michael Burry put out a little tweet about the market and what he thinks he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Two stupid guys trade stocks.
Boom.
So, who has better hair? What do you think?
SBX.
Yeah,
Untamed and perfect. Yeah,
I would have to agree.
this is the most important tweet of my life. In fact,
Yeah.
this cost me $3,000 today.
I didn't even put in my trade here. Okay. But you have no idea how short I am. What do you think he means by that? Do you think he is so short it's just ridiculous? Or do you think that means he's actually not short and he's saying you don't really know because I'm just mysterious magic man?
I think you're really into it. I think this was about height. I need a drum roll thing. Yeah, no, I think he's short as shit right now because he's
I
been very vocal about it.
I'm inclined to agree. So we actually just got his 13F quarterly filing. We did a separate video about this, but this is basically what his holdings are right now. Not a lot of companies, really kind of things that are high free cash flow, kind of compared to their value of funds for operation. But if you look at a historical kind of how large this portfolio was, it peaked all the way back here almost $2 billion. Now, that included options values. That's not really an accurate thing. Whereas if you look at the portfolio now, you're talking about a couple hundred, not even in that ballpark, kind of a couple tens of millions. And in reality, he's probably got a few $100 million at his disposal based upon his pre kind of options trades valuation of the portfolio here. Okay.
Right.
So
And just to clarify, for a 13F, you do not have to show that you are short via options
exactly.
or foreign
Well, no,
investments.
if you were via options, you would. If it were put options, he would have to show those. But if it's just naked shorting, just straight up short selling of shares, he does not have to show that.
God, that's so scary. Gosh.
It is. All right. So now I want to talk about this like little YouTube drama. Everyone who's been around is on this kind of little sphere has seen the whole fallout from this whole FTX drama, right? Now, a few of the major financial kind of influencers have talked about their relationship with FTX, how much they were paid, and kind of how that process kind of evolved. I got to give Tom Nash here credit for he being the only one that I've seen be transparent about the numbers. He said he was paid $50,000 a month, and the contract was ended early. He said only about 6 weeks or so did they work together. He didn't say exactly what the total dollar amount was, but I appreciated transparency about how much he was paid. All right.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's very un-YouTube like.
Yeah. In complete and utter contrast, this piece of shit here, Andre Zick, have you seen him before?
You showed him a couple times.
Okay. So not only did he not disclose exactly how much money he was paid by them, he actually in his apology video, for which this actually is a thumbnail from it here, he actually promoted BlockFi.
Oh, so he's a scumbag. All right,
Yeah. Do you
sweet.
think he has a soul? I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Yeah, well, it's like 80% of people are just bad. So it's a high percentage.
Exactly. As 100% of the time works all the time,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
But I just couldn't believe it. And then Graham here, I used to kind of hold up Graham as kind of the golden boy of YouTube financial community. He's got the largest channel, and he got that way in part by being kind of squeaky clean above reproach, right? The way he's handled this whole kind of fallout from FTX, I think, is pretty despicable. There's a unconfirmed, basically, report here that do you remember the channel called Millennial Money?
Yes.
Yeah. So the allegation is that Graham was the one who still had control of that channel. It had 169,000 subscribers, and this channel was heavily sponsored by FTX. And in the wake of this FTX kind of scandal, all they did was delete the channel, basically, or delete all the content, and they make the channel name M instead of Millennial Money to hide it.
So are you saying millennial money was controlled by Graham Stefan?
Yes.
Is that confirmed?
So Meet Kevin has made that accusation. He said he did not have control of it. He was one of the four people on this channel, and he is the one who said, like, I believe it was Graham that actually is still the one that had the two-factor authentication for this channel.
Not that I'm trying to defend Graham Stefan, but I mean, then you have to meet Kevin at his word, right? So this
True.
is pretty rough.
Yeah, yeah. The used car salesman. But no, like same thing. If his actual apology video is like 2 minutes long, he didn't disclose anything about how much he was paid. He hasn't done anything for like an atonement. I'm not a fan. Like, it's just disgusting. We all make mistakes. As to how you deal with your mistakes that really separates you as a human being, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. Admitting your failures just kind of sets you apart from the rest. So he's a bitch then. All right, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That. Okay.
Yeah. I know. I lost a lot of respect from him. Joseph Carlson here is actually another one I've lost a lot of respect from over this whole FTX thing. Are you familiar with him? Have you seen him before?
Actually, no, not this one.
So he's a computer programmer. He has 2 YouTube channels, kind of tracking 2 different portfolios. And one of them is a dividend growth investor, and the other one is kind of like a high growth investor. So he owns some Alibaba and his high growth one and that sort of stuff. He was sponsored by them for 3 months, he said. And it was over the summer of this year. I think it ended in September, he said. He did not disclose exactly how much he was paid. He said it was a 90-day contract, and he said he was sweating bullets basically for the contract to end so that he could get out, be done with them. He also was like, oh, they were backed by FINRA, so therefore I thought I had at least a little bit of clout in terms of their kind of authenticity, I guess you could say. The thing I didn't like about this is that he was basically called out at one point in one of the comments. They were like, well, why don't you disclose how much you've been paid and then, maybe donate to a charitable organization? He goes, well, I like to do my charity in private. So, I don't want to do that. I'm like, that's ridiculous to me. Like, I mean, you don't have to give everything, but I think you should do something to show good faith in that you are apologetic for the fact that, people lost money on this. And then, it wasn't exactly a shining beacon of morality that you took money from these people.
So he's the Amber Heard of YouTube channels, right? I mean, she like pledged money, right? And they just never gave it away. And she's also refusing to apologize. Okay, so Amber Heard. We'll call him Amber Heard.
Yeah. Exactly. He never pledged it, but he just kind of waffled on and said, "Oh, I'd do it in private." Like it's ridiculous. I don't know why people hide behind stuff like that these days. Where you have Mr. Beast who's out there doing charity, and he's not just doing charity for the views. He legitimately is trying to do good. I think honestly, at least he has that persona. And Joseph could have spun this in that direction, but he didn't. Even to the point of today, he actually kind of doubled down a little bit here and put out this little post about how he managed to still get his money back out of FTX US. So, everything's fine. I got my $2,000 back out of this account.
Classic Amber Heard.
Yeah. But in final kind of FTX drama here, this is a snippet from an email. And this email made me very excited to read. So the gentleman who wrote this is a talent agent. All right. And he represents a gentleman by the name of Michael Lewis, who is largely considered the preeminent author of our day in terms of nonfiction, right? The Big Short, Michael Burry's kind of big
Bible.
Movie there. Liar's Poker. This is actually his first book, a great book about his early trading days, because Michael Lewis was a stock trader. That's how he came from. The Blind Side was him. Moneyball was him. He's got a lot of great books under his belt. Well, anyways, he's been traveling with Sam Bankman-Fried for the last 6 months, apparently, and interviewing him. And they're trying to basically pitch the movie before the book's even written.
Okay, yeah, because this is so absolutely absurd. Guys, give us a like and subscribe if you appreciate this research from Vinny. Oh, we gotta ask, right?
I'm so excited to see this. I mean, literally, I couldn't imagine a better person to write this story. Apparently, he's hinted at it a little bit in an interview in August where he talked about he's writing something about the crypto space. But the story he's going to tell took a complete, utter, freaking goddamn turn from what he originally intended to.
Yeah, it's just the Big Short 2.0 now, but sort of, not really.
With polycules, a little polycules mixed in there.
What's a polycule?
A polycule apparently is the name for a polyamorous group of individuals living together. So, how the rumor is he was living with, I think, 8 or 9 other people, and they were all engaged in sexual relationships with each other.
Was that a rumor, or is that confirmed?
There's many news sites now reporting this, basically. It's not like fringe benefit here.
Or it didn't happen.
There might be. I actually looked today for pictures. I'm like, I wanted to do like a smash or pass, basically, of the people in this polycule, but I couldn't unfortunately find find any pictures of them.
I too did nude research. Yeah, also, yeah,
Yeah,
sure, I guess. All
yeah,
right.
love it.
Oh, we're supposed to show that. Oops. Here's here's the chart in a wonderful transition. So we're at kind of a pivotal point, dudes. We're coming up. This 200 moving average is at 406. As you know, Burry announced that he is short as hell. We're taking that a certain direction. We are chopping so hard between 401 and 394. Like, just a decent amount of volume for such a small range. So we'll have to see what happens here. Because of Burry's tweet, I bought another 2024 put.
Wow.
Another
All right.
$3,000.
And SPY or triple Q?
Q.
Q. Okay. I'm curious on like the SPY here because that was a trade I made. Where do you see the next level of support if we're to have that sell off?
Support?
Yeah.
Like, you mean past if we set a new low, 348?
Okay. I mean, do you think that's the next stop? It looks like obviously we've been in a downward trend for a while, so
Nah.
like getting a new low would be probably the most reasonable thing. But I'm curious what you thought.
I would go 356, 348, 325 ish. I have to pull it up.
Okay. So I sold a in the money call credit spread on SPY at 373.80. I collected I think $750 in premium, meaning like my max loss is 240, my max gain is 750.
Okay. I
It
mean,
expires in January though.
January. So the thing
Yeah.
is, when it falls fast. I mean, like right here, right? This is 2 weeks, right? We went from
Yeah.
400 to 357. So we'll have to see what happens. It's definitely gonna be
Yeah.
risky.
I know. We'll see how that one trades out.
All right, dudes. Have a good one.
Catch you next one. Yep. That's it.